Hey guys, welcome to the Nate Take. My name is Nathan, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Bauer variable speed deep cut bandsaw. So I bought this bandsaw here a couple weeks ago because I was cutting a lot of metal in order to patch some of the holes that were in the shipping container, and I had a few other projects coming up that I needed to use something like this on. Before this, all I had was an angle grinder, and that just wasn't going to cut it, pun intended. As of the time I'm recording this video, they are $119 at Harbor Freight, and that appears to be the normal price, as it is not saying that it's on sale or anything. However, price may vary depending on the time that you're watching this video. When I bought it a couple weeks ago, I was actually over a month ago now, it was on sale, but I don't remember how much exactly I paid for it, but it was on sale. So I got it for less than $119. At $119, my thoughts that I'm going to give you today still apply. I put one of the Hercules, I believe it was, blades on there. I don't remember what the tooth count was, but it was just one of the ones that was right there above the saw in the store. Extremely happy with the blade. The blade's performing well, no complaints there. Now, as far as the saw itself, it came very well packaged. I don't have the packaging anymore, it's long gone by now, but it was very well packaged. It does come in a hard plastic carry case, comes with the instruction manual, all those goodies. The saw itself is absolutely fantastic. I would say it is at least just as good as the Dewalt DWM120, possibly better, and the reason I say it might be better is because it comes in at 3 pounds lighter, which can be significant. I know they make an accessory table for this to be bench mounted, which is fine and great. However, if you're holding this saw for a long extended period of time, having it be 3 pounds lighter can really help. This particular saw comes in at 16 pounds and the Dewalt comes in at 19 pounds. So I really like that. I have a bad back. Heavy things is not something I enjoy, so that there makes me happy right off the bat. Now, secondly, in the reviews, again, people talked about having issues with the saw not working. Like, we were using it and then it just suddenly quit and it wouldn't turn on again. And some people said it was because of a bad speed switch down here, or the trigger switch itself was bad. I have had no experience with any of those issues. It has ran flawlessly since the day that I got it. The speed control works great, the trigger works great. I haven't had those issues. And it seems a lot of people don't, but if you're afraid that yours might, most likely it won't. But as with anything, there is a chance that a bad one might get through once in a while. Alright, so if we look at the saw itself, it's got a nice big trigger down here. So if you're using this saw with gloves, whether it's winter or you just have heavy work gloves on because you're dealing with sharp pieces of metal, you're going to have no problem hitting this trigger, which is good. The speed selector switch is up here. It's going to be hard to get with gloves, but you're probably not going to need to adjust this very often. I like the fact that it's actually tucked away, so that way it doesn't accidentally get bumped, either while you're using it or when you just go lay it down. I do like that a lot. It's got an adjustable plate right there, and what that does is you can move that in or out. What it does is it supports more of the metal as it's cutting, so there's less vibration, and therefore you get a more accurate and a more comfortable cut. So if we spin it around here, you see the business side of the saw, and as you can see, we've got nice big pulleys here. They are rubber coated as typical. They're your typical bandsaw pulleys. There's nothing super special about it. They do have the ball bearing guides here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ball bearings on the top and 5 on the bottom, which is good. So we have good quality guides. I haven't had any issues at all with them. I haven't had to adjust them or anything. I literally just slapped the blade on and it was good to go right out of the box. The other thing that I like about it is that it has a wide cut. It's got a deep cut capacity. You can cut 5 inches deep and something 5 inches tall. Now, the largest piece I've cut with it so far is a 2-inch by 3-inch rectangle tube. I haven't cut anything that's super thick yet, so I can't really say how it would do on stuff north of like 1/2 inch thick, but based on my experience, I think it won't have any issue. It seems to have plenty of power. It hasn't struggled at all in any cuts I've done. I cut some 1/4 inch plate with it. It didn't even act like it was there. It just cut through it nice and smooth with no hesitation, which is fantastic. The handle on it, if we turn it around again, we've got this back handle here. It's rubberized. It's very comfortable. At first, I actually thought it was a little bit large, but then after using it for a while, it actually does feel really good in the hand. The front one, I'm glad that they went with this T-style, this T-shape up here, because that way if you're holding it vertically, you can basically just hang it off that one handle and then just guide it with this one down here. It's a good sturdy handle with plenty of area to grip onto. If we take a look here on this end of the saw, the tighten and loosen handle, it is very good. It's nice and big so you can easily grip it if you have gloves on, and it stays in place. I haven't had a single issue with this blade coming off, except for one time whenever I didn't let it stop fully and I was trying to pull it out of a cut. And then it caught and it came off that way. But that was my own fault, not the saw's fault. The last thing I'm going to talk about is I really like the fact that it is variable speed. You can adjust it from 0, which is obviously trigger off, to 420 feet per minute blade speed. Now on the dial, it is delineated from numbers 1 through 7. Those are your options. And I've been running at about a 5 or 6 for most all my operations and have had no complaints with it so far. I did turn it up all the way up to 7 and it just zipped right through 1/8 inch steel like it wasn't even there. It was really good. One nice thing for some people, and I may go this route at some point, is you do have the option to buy the mount so that you can operate it like a normal bandsaw, that is on a bench top. I don't have that mount. I don't have plans to get it as of right now. I don't really see my work needing it, but I think that is good that that is an option that's readily available. Alright, now I'm sure what some of you guys are thinking is, wow, this guy can't stop praising this saw. Surely there must be something wrong with it. And I'm going to be honest with you, the only thing that I do not like about it is the fact that the cord is so short. It's 6.5 feet long, but I do kind of wish that it had a longer cord. That is the only complaint I have about it. And that is something that's fixable with a simple extension cord, so that doesn't really have any effect on my review. Now, if you guys can't tell, I think this saw is absolutely amazing. Coming from using just an angle grinder, I can absolutely see why this here can be justified in almost any shop that works with metal. I don't work with it a whole lot, and I still think that this $119 investment is extremely useful, and I'm sure I will use it a ton. I really can't recommend it more. I think that compared to the Dewalt, granted I have not used the Dewalt saw, but I looked at the specifications online and they are basically the same, except the Dewalt is heavier. So I can't really think of a situation where I would think that the Dewalt is better than this saw, and I can't think of anything that would say that this Bauer is worse than the Dewalt. It comes in 3 pounds less in weight, and is variable speed control, has the same cutting capacity as the Dewalt, and the Dewalt is over $200 more than this saw. I'm sorry, I just cannot understand why somebody would pay for the Dewalt when this is an option. Now I understand that some of you guys just want to see yellow tools on your wall, and you know, that is what it is. It's kind of like the people who buy iPhones. I don't get that. iPhones are not as good as Androids. But I'm going to tell you, this saw works so well, I do not see how any other saw could do better than this one. The only way is perhaps if it did the cuts for you and you could just walk away and not have to do them. Alright guys, those are my thoughts on the Bauer Portable Variable Speed Bandsaw. Go get yourself one if you work with metal. You will not be disappointed, that is for sure. I am absolutely thrilled with it, and it has certainly earned a permanent spot in my shop. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today. It is starting to rain, so it's probably going to get pretty loud in here in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this video here. I don't have anything else for you. Well, actually I do. The only other thing I have for you, go check out my other YouTube channel, Murphy's Creations. That is a woodworking channel I just recently started. It's a really fun channel so far. We actually, tomorrow, so as of the time of recording this is not online yet, but tomorrow I'm releasing a video on building that table saw fence there. So I basically copied Bessemeyer's design and I made it myself, and I think it's just as good as a Bessemeyer. But you guys go over there, check out that video, and tell me what you think. It's Murphy's Creations here on YouTube. I'll have a link to it somewhere here on the screen. What else? Until next time guys, this is Nathan, signing off.